Hari Om. So the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita is from the standpoint of a jiva, an individual. The second set of 6 chapters, beginning from the 7th chapter, is from the standpoint of Ishvara. Ishvara reveals his identity. What do we mean by Ishvara? God. God reveals his identity in all these chapters. And then the last set of 6 chapters tells us the essence of Jiva and essence of Ishvara is same, is one and the same, is Brahma. Like Jiva is a wave, Ishvara is the ocean, and essence of both is water. So in a very beautiful way, the very essence of Upanishad, or the Vedic wisdom, is revealed in this Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavan begins the chapter by telling Arjuna to listen carefully. I will tell you that I will give you my knowledge. You will be able to understand me. You will be able to know me completely and without any doubt. But listen with full attention. Be attached to me. Be in a state of meditation. Keep your mind calm and totally being dependent on me, you listen. I will reveal to you the knowledge as well as the wisdom, the experience of that truth, the way to experience that truth, and having known which, nothing more remains to be known. Though this is the most wonderful experience or the ultimate state, but very few people walk this path. Out of millions and millions of human beings, only a rare few develop the desire to gain enlightenment. This is a path of enlightenment, spirituality, which leads us to that mystic experience of oneness with the divinity. One comes to understand that I and God are one. The divinity is within me. Very few people get that desire in their mind. And even when we walk this path, only a rare few comes to reach that ultimate state of realization. Because of so many reasons. One is to find a right teacher is very rare. And even after finding a right teacher, then put forth effort and walk this path with full sincerity and faith is also very rare. So we should be able to bless ourselves. We need blessings of the teacher. We need blessings of the scriptures. We need blessings of Ishvara to attain this final goal. So after making Arjuna ready for this knowledge, Bhagavan reveals his identity. We had read that shloka yesterday. We will read it again. Shloka number 4. भूमिरापो नलो वायुः खं मनो बुद्धिरेव च अहंकार इति यम्मे भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा भूमिरापो नलो वायुः खं मनो बुद्धिरेव च अहंकार इति यम्मे भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा. Bhagavan first reveals his Ashtadha Prakriti. And in the next verse, he will reveal his Para Prakriti. Prakriti means nature. Bhagavan's nature. Bhagavan means that Brahma, he has this twofold nature. So one is the eightfold Prakriti, and another is para prakriti. So this eightfold prakriti is made up of the five great elements: bhumi, apaha, analaha, vayu, and kham. Bhinna, that word is used to indicate that these five elements which Bhagavan is talking about, they are in their tanmatra state, in their sukshma avastha, not the grossified five elements which we experience, but they are the subtle five elements, which then further becomes gross and further becomes cause for this whole world which we experience. So this para and apara prakriti, Bhagavan will mention later on, are the cause. They are the very source of the entire world which we experience. But here he is talking about these five elements which are Bhagavan's prakriti, and they are in their subtle form, tanmatra. And they are experienced by our senses as shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, as sound. When we say space, space is experienced as sound. The very essence of space is sound. The very essence of vayu, that is air, is touch. The essence of fire is sight. The essence of water is taste. And the essence of prithvi is gandha, the fragrance. So these five elements in their subtle form, not grossified, but in their blueprint, just like we have a blueprint before we construct a house. So this is the blueprint of the entire cosmos. In their subtle form means they cannot be, they are very, beyond all comprehension in their sukshma avastha before they become gross. Then Bhagavan says manaha, buddhi and ahankar. This mana, buddhi, ahankar also of their sukshma avastha, of the cosmic nature. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji mentions that this mana here should be taken as ahankar. This is just a technical details I will explain. So mana should be taken as ahankar. Buddhi means the cosmic intelligence, and ahankar here means the avyakta prakriti, avyakta avastha, unmanifest prakriti. So the unmanifest prakriti, then the cosmic intelligence, then cosmic ahankar. And these five elements together, they constitute this Ashtadha Prakriti. This Ashtadha Prakriti is all that we experience, is seen or is experienced as other than I. It is seen. See, just as when we, from an individual level also we experience all this eight, when we are in the deep sleep state, we experience that avyakta prakriti, the unmanifest prakriti, which is termed here as ahankar. Then when we wake up, we are generally aware of that I am just awake, that awareness arises, that intelligence is there. And then the I consciousness also awakes. And then I become aware of the world around me. This you have to understand at a cosmic stage. Bhagavan is talking from a universal standpoint. So at the universal level, there is this unmanifest nature of God. Then the first manifestation from this is what we call the cosmic intelligence, Hiranyagarbha, cosmic intelligence, or you can say cosmic intellect or cosmic mind, the mind of God. Then the ahankar, cosmic ahankar, universal ahankar, the sense of I. wherein God said that, okay, I am and I want to become many. That I, at a cosmic level. And when Bhagavan decided to become many, first he manifested as these 5 great elements in their subtle form. First space, then air, then fire, water, and earth is matter. See, even let us keep this aside a little bit and try to understand our vast cosmos in which we live from a scientific standpoint. Many times people, they want to listen to little science also. And we will see how what is said in science is very well connected to what Bhagavan tells us here. All of us sitting here in Delhi. Delhi is in India. India is in what you call on this earth. And this earth is one of the 9 or 8 planets. Nowadays they have reduced one planet, 8 planets. Pluto is not considered as planet. And our solar system. So our sun. So vast. But the sun is one of the billions of stars which are there in our galaxy. There are about 100 billion stars in our galaxy, equal to the sun, much larger than the sun. 100 billion stars. I don't know how many zeros come in that billion. 100 billion stars are there in our galaxy. There are billions of this type of galaxies. And a bunch of galaxies together, they are called clusters of galaxies. They go together. They are like one family. And such clusters of galaxies are also in billions. So the universe in which you and I are living and sitting is very, very vast. And the matter which we see in this universe, which we can experience as the various planets and the satellites and the moons and all those suns and all, they are just 4.4%. See, all this I got from the science book. 4.4. This I am telling you to tell you the relationship of what Bhagavan is telling us and what science is telling. 4.4% of matter alone is known. 25.6% matter are dark matter, they are unknown, but its existence is proved. But it is not seen, it doesn't interact with anything. And 70% dark energy is there. Together constitute our whole universe. According to science, once upon a time, the entire universe was, now it is expanding, but at one time it was all together. And when it was all together, there was no space, there was no matter, there was no time. It was something they call singularity. And there was a bang, a big bang, and from there the universe began and it expanded. Bhagavan talks about it as avyakta prakriti, which is cannot be comprehended, cannot be known. It is avyakta. Avyakta means unmanifest. From that unmanifest prakriti alone, cosmic intelligence arose. It doesn't have a form. It doesn't have you can name it as Hiranyagarbha. It doesn't have a particular form. It is intelligence. And from that intelligence arose that sense of I consciousness. But this I consciousness of Ishvara. All our Puranas and others talk in a very very beautiful language about how then Bhagavan decided that let me create the world. So that I consciousness is what we call that ahankar, cosmic ahankar, and from there the first manifestation came as space. Space is of the nature of sound. Some scriptures say that, also talk in the language, that first sound existed with God and then that manifested. That sound, in our scriptures, they talk about that sound as Om. So space, which is of the nature of sound, got manifested first in its subtle form. Then from that space came air. From space came air. From air came fire. From that came water and earth in their subtle form. So these 8 aspects of Bhagwan's Prakriti is together is called Ashtadha Prakriti. Bhagwan calls it lower Prakriti, Apara Prakriti. With respect to the Para Prakriti, which he will talk about in the next verse, this is the Ashtadha Prakriti, or you can say matter. In our English language, you can say all this is matter only, these 5 elements, the Mana Buddhi Ahankar, or this Avyakta, cosmic intelligence and Ahankar is nothing but matter. Matter means that which can be experienced. That which is different from the witness, that which is different from the seer is considered as matter or jada, drishyam. Drishya it is called. So, bhumirapo nalo vayu kham mano buddhirevacha ahankar iti yam me bhinna prakriti ashtadha. Bhagwan says, this is my ashtadha prakriti. Different from this Ashtadha Prakriti is Bhagwan's Para Prakriti. And together this Para and Apara Prakriti belongs to God. Means when we say God means Brahma exists with these 2 Prakriti. So let us see Bhagwan's Para Prakriti as he reveals, and then together we'll try to understand them. Apareyamitastvanyam Prakritim vidhi me param Jiva bhutam mahabaho Yayedam dharyate jagat Apareyamitastvanyam Prakritim vidhi me para Yayedam dharyate jagat. Apara iyam Itaha tu anyam prakriti vidhi me param. This prakriti, Bhagwan says, Ashtadha prakriti is called Apara prakriti, lower nature. Lower because it is, one is that it is drishya, different from aham, it is idam, it is experienced as this, and also because it leads to bandhan, it leads to bondage ultimately. So, Bhagwan calls it a lower Prakriti. But now he will talk about his Para Prakriti. So, here in this 7th chapter, these 2 Prakritis are called as Apara and Para. To confuse you further, in the 15th chapter, Bhagwan calls these 2 Prakritis as Kshara Purush and Akshara Purush. In the 13th chapter, he calls these 2 Prakriti Kshetra and Kshetrajna. So these different terms are used, but it means the same thing. So Apara Prakriti and Para Prakriti. And all these together constitute this world. So when I say an individual, so whatever I experience as my body, as my mind, as my intellect, as the ahankar, and as the samskar which are there, they are all part of that apara prakriti only. It's very, very scientific and very beautiful. So, apareyam itastvanyam prakriti vidhi me param. But different from this apara prakriti, Bhagavan says, is my para prakriti. Para means higher, superior. And what is this superior prakriti? Jiva bhutam mahabaho. A mahabaho, this has become the jiva. This para prakriti goes to become the jiva, and this para prakriti is the one which holds this entire apara prakriti together. Para prakriti is the one which holds the whole jagat. Yaedam dharyate jagat. So this para prakriti is the seer within, the witness consciousness, what we call the witness. See, like for example, I am seeing this book, I am seeing all of you, I am looking through my eyes. I am thinking with my mind. I am understanding with my intellect. But subtler than my eyes, subtler than my mind, subtler than my intellect is that witness who is aware of all this is what is happening. You can understand, get a glimpse of this witness which remains same in all the three periods of time. In the waking, in the dream, in the deep sleep state. Even when we are asleep, the witness is awake. The witness is as though aware of that deep sleep state also. Therefore, when we wake up, we remember that, oh, I had gone to sleep, I had slept well. So that witness was aware. Witness has experienced that deep sleep state also. So that witness consciousness which is witness of all this Ashtadha Prakriti, that which is aware of the entire cosmos, that witness consciousness is called Para Prakriti. It is also called Purusha elsewhere. It is also called Purusha. Purusha and Prakriti. So it is also called Purusha or Para Prakriti. Don't get confused with these terms. You can name them differently also if you like, but keep that name to yourself. So God means Brahma has got this twofold Prakriti, Apara and Para. Matter and consciousness. This consciousness alone, expressing through matter, becomes life. To Jiva Bhutam, what Bhagavan says, this consciousness expressing through the matter comes alive. It is called life. Life is something different from matter. Even if you go into details of matter, you will not find life there. It is very strange. You take our own human body, our little cell. All that cell is made up of are nothing but chemicals only. But it's not just ordinary chemical. That chemical can think. That chemical can multiply, divide. It can produce different hormones, different chemicals, different things it can produce. It can communicate. If there is you put a pin in your one part of the body, something there communicates this whole thing to the brain. कि कुछ वहाँ पर हो रहा है. Somebody is trying to pinch you. You are sleeping during the pravachan. Your neighbor is pinching you. So immediately it goes to the brain. So it's such a marvelous. But once that life disappears, the body remains same. See, sometimes a person is dead and is sitting there and one is not aware. And after checking, then he's no more there. Body remains same. All the chemicals remain same. But there's something missing. So what is that? That life is the expression of this para prakriti only. It's like our electricity. A bulb you can say is like apara prakriti. And that electricity is para prakriti. When they come together, it manifests as light. If the bulb is not there, there is no light. If electricity is not there, there is no light. When this para and apara prakriti come together, there is this expression of life. So jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagata. And it is the life which holds our body together. Similarly, it is that life force, this para prakriti, which holds this entire cosmos together. It is held together. Dharyate. It is held together by this para prakriti only. The seer holds the seen. This we experience in our dream. When you are dreaming, you are seeing the dream, the whole world which is there, beautiful world, your friends and the party which is going on, everything in your dream is held by you. So when you wake up, the seer of the dream wakes up, there remains no dream. The party doesn't continue. Right? After you wake up, you don't hear music. That, oh, the party is going on, but I am awake. Let me sleep again and join the party. Nothing like that. Similarly, this entire cosmos which we see is held by that para prakriti, or what we call purusha. Yayedam dharyate jagata. So jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagata. So that consciousness alone expresses as life, and it makes this apara prakriti alive. The ahankar becomes alive. The mind becomes alive. The intellect becomes alive. The senses becomes alive. And this whole cosmos is alive only. Not by its intrinsic nature, but because of the blessings of this para prakriti. So these two are very important to remember. So you please remember this. And as I said, the same topic will be explained, dealt with in other chapters also, using different terms. In the 13th chapter, as I said, Bhagavan calls this apara prakriti kshetra, field, and kshetradnya, the para prakriti, kshetradnya means the knower of the field, the witness. So these two together forms this entire world, the seer and the seen, the one who is experiencing and that which is experienced. So that which is experienced is called apara prakriti, and the one who is experiencing is called para prakriti. At a cosmic level, we call it God, God's prakriti, and at a individual level, the same apara and para prakriti form an individual also. This is the whole, understanding of this whole cosmos. One more verse, and again we will try to comprehend it completely. Etad yonini bhutani sarvani tyupadharaya aham krishnasya jagatah prabhava pralayasthatha etad yonini